Right now is exciting times for a lot of gardeners, especially for those keen on getting a head start. The excitement in putting the year's growing plans into action is extremely high. And with that excitement comes the work of making the soil, cleaning the trays, buying the seeds, setting up the pots, planting the seeds, watering the trays, monitoring the action, and of course waiting patiently. It's at this time that the stress levels kick in, as we realize that our garden's immediate future is in the hands of a few seedling trays. You can imagine the compounding effect of seeing a portion of our vegetative offspring lying lifeless and limp despite our best efforts. Now, damping off is no joke, and there is no cure. Fortunately though, it is preventable, and I've got 8 quick and easy tips for you and your seeds to avoid this deadly outcome. And with spring right around the corner, it's just in time. First up, before we get into it, just what exactly is damping off? Well, damping off is a soil-borne fungal disease. It's a condition affecting seedlings that seemingly germinated just fine, only to succumb to a rotting stem and failing root tissue soon after. Obviously, it's a general term, and there are several funguses and molds that cause this issue. The real killer is that the plants germinate just fine, only to fail a few days later. The one positive though, is that you'll never mistake damping off with poor seed viability. Okay, so we know what it is, and we know that the condition can't be cured once contracted. So let's go ahead and look at the 8 different ways that you can prevent damping off of any of your seeds this year. First up, and one of the most important steps, is to clean and sterilize all your pots, containers, and garden tools. It goes without saying that if you're trying to prevent the spread of disease and infections, it's in your best interest to clean, clean, clean. Use a 10% bleach solution or a vinegar bath for best results. Another method is to only use new seeding mixes when you're planting your seeds. Don't reuse soil, and don't use soil from your garden. The pathogens actually live in the soil, so it goes without saying that you want to start fresh every time. Another way to prevent damping off is to raise the heat. Seeds not only germinate better and faster at higher temperatures, between 70 and 90 degrees Fahrenheit, most pathogens do not fare well when the mercury rises. Use this to your advantage by employing either heat mats or heat lights or a combination of both so that you can hit that temperature range. Your seeds will come up more uniform, and your chances of experiencing damping off are greatly reduced. The next thing we have to do is to keep the soil moist but not wet. Excess water can lead to root rot, and it provides the conditions for the pathogens to thrive, which obviously increases the opportunities for our plants to get infected. Moisture control is a direct function of your soil medium, as well as your container's ability to drain water. Another big one is to provide adequate light. Not only does full spectrum light actually destroy mold pathogens, providing your young plants with the optimal growing conditions is the best way to ensure that they outcompete the bad guys and get established to a point where things like damping off are no longer a problem. Solution number 6 is an easy one, but it's often overlooked: airflow and air circulation. Fresh air is going to help your seedlings by preventing those moisture droplets from settling on the foliage, especially in the humid environments that our seeds are usually growing in. You can create good airflow in 2 ways: plant spacing and actually physically moving the air. A small fan or even an open door is quite often enough of a good clean air exchange to do the job. Coming in at number 7, we have watering from the bottom. This one is key. Keeping that soil surface nice and dry is going to help prevent those mold and fungal spores from spreading. As well, it should act to keep those fungus gnats at bay. Only the roots of the plant need access to water, so keep that stem of the seedling dry and safe. Think about it. The world's best vector for fungus and pathogens is water. And last but not least, we have seed planting depth. Always plant your seeds at the proper recommended depth. Don't make them work harder to get established than they already have to. If unsure, always err on the side of too shallow. You can always add more soil later. At the end of the day, anything you can do to help the plant minimize their struggles will in turn maximize their strengths, and thus viability and fortitude. The biggest thing to remember is that those damping off pathogens thrive in cool, dark, wet, low airflow conditions. Basically, the exact opposite conditions that our plants love. So, if at the end of the day we plant our seeds in fresh soil, using clean pots and clean tools, as well as giving our plants the ideal environment to grow in, things such as damping off won't even be an issue. And for those who love to skip to the end, here's the 1-minute recap so we don't miss a thing. Damping off is a soil-borne fungal infection that is irreversible. Our best defense against it is prevention. Use clean containers, clean tools, and fresh soil wherever possible. Plant your seeds at the recommended depth and make sure to keep them between 70 and 90 degrees Fahrenheit for the first few weeks until they become established. Full spectrum light and good airflow are a must, and the soil should be moist, never wet. Just as not doing one or more of these things will compound the chances of your seedlings getting the damping off condition, observing these 8 best practices will also have the effect of your seedlings becoming bulletproof. It's really disappointing when it happens. I know, I've been there, but the old adage, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure, has never been more applicable. Hey, if you have any other tips to prevent seedling damping off, please share it with the community in the comments down below. Also, if any of you are on Facebook, head on over and join our gardening group called Growing Better. The group has grown phenomenally fast, yet it will never lose its sense of community or its welcoming feel. If you're passionate about growing epic organic fruits, herbs, and veggies for you and your family, the Growing Better group is a great place to hang out, share, learn, and grow. Hey, thanks for watching, guys. If you're getting value in this and the other series that I'm doing on YouTube, hit those like, share, and subscribe buttons if you'd be so kind, and I'll see you in the next video.